The night before Christmas is probably my favourite feeling, when you know you're spending the next day with your family, your friends, and just that feeling now that it's probably not so much about all the presents now, it's more about spending time with the family. And back when I was probably around that 8 to 14 mark, where it was all about the presents, that was still an exciting time the night before.
Best memories of Christmas, probably just waking up and just running to the Christmas tree and looking under it and seeing all the great presents, and sharing the amazement with my brother and 2 sisters, and yeah, opening them up as quick as we can, and getting the surprise, and really enjoying it and playing with the toys all day.
Well, I don't think I have one particular memory of Christmas that stands out, but just every year being able to hang out with the family. I suppose that's what, for me, that's what Christmas means, being able to hang out with my family, and don't get to see them a lot. So to go back home, spend the day with them is always special, and it's probably the best day of the year really for me, to go back and see them.
My best memories of Christmas is basically, I suppose, over the last 5 years, going back and seeing everyone on the one day. For us now, living interstate, when you get back, you don't often see everyone and all your family members, so Christmas Day is a day when you're able to see everyone and catch up with family that you haven't seen for a while.
Best memory is when I used to get up really early. I reckon I got up about 5 a.m. and used to go and knock mum and dad out of bed and go get my presents out and see that Santa ate all the cookies and drank the beer, so that was a highlight for me.
Best memories of Christmas was probably back home in Melbourne. The family used to get together, both sides of the family, and we'd usually do a big feast, usually at either one of my grandma's house, and usually both sides of the family would get there, so it was usually a pretty good day, and getting to see all the family at one time was pretty special.
Oh, well, I've always felt so bad about this one. My mum gave me a skateboard. I wanted a skateboard so bad for Christmas, and it was one that, I don't know, for some reason I wasn't happy with the skateboard at all, and it wasn't until my brother actually sort of took one for mum and started to do the old trick and play with the skateboard that then I wanted to play with it. So it started off being a bad Christmas, but now I look back on it, I was just probably being a spoiled little man.
Worst Christmas is probably when my brother, well, initially I got him out with the cricket ball, and he got my new bat and smashed it across the back of a tree and broke it. So it lasted about 2 hours. Still never forgiven him for that, so it's not a great memory. But, you know, it's good to see he treats me well these days.
Well, I actually remember my worst Christmas experience was, I think I was about 7 years old, and I got into mum and dad's walk-in robe, and I saw the presents there, and I unwrapped a few, and my mum actually walked in behind me and caught me doing it and said that I ruined Christmas for the whole family, and yeah, I was a bit scarred about that, but yeah, so if kids out there, don't do that, don't go looking for the presents, because it can only end in tears, I can assure you.
My worst Christmas is, I can remember I was 13 and I got this unbelievable laser gun, and it had the scope and everything. It was brilliant, and it had the batteries involved, and every time you shot it, it made a different sound. And by Christmas night, it was broken because I'd played with it all day, and then fights broke out over it because it was such a good gun. And that night it was broken, and I never got one again. So that's probably the most traumatic Christmas I've ever had.
Well, because I've got a beautiful fiancée from South Australia, we alternate each Christmas from Victoria to South Australia. So probably the first time I didn't go home for Christmas was pretty tough. Not to see mum and dad and the family and Nana and Pa, and that was probably the first bad Christmas I've had. Even though I had a good time with my family, but personally, not to see mum and dad, it was pretty tough.
Worst Christmas was probably when I was about 15. We just got a new pool, and I think it might have been the second week we had it, and I jumped in and I jumped on my old man and actually broke his hand, and he made me come to the hospital while the doctor looked at all his fingers, and I think I fractured 4 of his fingers, so that wasn't a very good Christmas.